Hello everyone, welcome back to Learn Web Coding. My name is Durgesh Sahani, and in this fifth episode of our Design Patterns in PHP series, we are going to learn the repository pattern in PHP. In the previous video, we learned how the adapter pattern helps incompatible interfaces work together. In this video, we will focus on another practical problem, and that is keeping data access logic separate from business logic. Before jumping into the code, let me quickly show you what we are going to cover in this video. What the repository pattern is, why mixing data access with business logic becomes difficult to manage, how to create a repository contract, how to implement a concrete repository class, how services can work with repositories instead of raw data arrays or queries, and finally how to run and verify the result from the terminal. So let us start with a practical example. Suppose our application needs to manage product data, and instead of directly working with raw arrays or database queries everywhere, we want one clean data access layer. If business logic directly depends on queries or raw arrays, the code becomes harder to maintain and harder to replace later. The repository pattern helps us keep data access behind a clean contract. The first step is to define the repository contract. So here I am creating the product repository interface. Inside this interface, I am declaring two methods, one for fetching all products and another for finding a product by ID. This becomes the contract the rest of the application will depend on. Now let us create a concrete repository implementation. First, I am including the product repository interface. Here I am defining the array product repository class and implementing the product repository contract. For this example, I am keeping the product data in a simple in-memory array. Now I am implementing the all method, which simply returns the complete product list. And here I am implementing the find by ID method. I am using a for each loop to locate the matching product and return it when found. Now let us create a product service class. First, I am including the product repository contract because the service should depend on the abstraction, not on the raw data source. Here, I am defining the product service class and injecting the repository through the constructor. Inside the service method, I use the repository to get products and format them for output. Finally, inside the index file, I am including all the required classes so we can test the full repository flow from the terminal. Now I'm creating the repository object and then passing it into the product service. This keeps the service independent from the actual data source implementation. And now I'm printing the formatted product list from the service and also testing one direct repository method called to fetch a single product by ID. Let us run the code from the terminal and check the output. You can see that the service is not reading raw data directly. Instead, it is working through the repository contract, which keeps the code cleaner and easier to change in the future. So to summarize this video, we created a repository contract, implemented a concrete repository class, injected that repository into a service class, and then used both cleanly in the main application flow. This pattern is very useful in applications where you want to isolate database queries, API calls, or storage access behind a clean and testable abstraction. That is all for this video. In the next session, we will cover observer pattern in PHP and understand how one object can notify multiple listeners when its state changes. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Share this video with other PHP developers and do not forget to subscribe to Learn Web Coding for future updates.